Hi guys, and welcome to another inbox review. This one's a bit of a special one because in the coming weeks, months, I'm gonna do something a bit different. And what's different about it is I'll be building a model. I'm going to be building a Airfix 72nd Tucano in the 2012 Queen's Diamond Jubilee markings. Why is this so special? Well, this kit, as you can see, comes with two schemes. So, for Christmas, I got another Tucano. So, I'm going to throw them together, get both Tucanos in that version, try and I'm going to try and get this kit again twice more, so I can do version 1 and version 2 of the normal and version 1 and version 2 of the Jubilee. I also want to get the what's it called, World War One Centenary kit. I've already got the 2013 display version, so yeah, I'm building up a whole range of Tucano kits. So if you don't like the Tucano, stop watching now. So I'm going to do a double unbox review right now and show you what's inside the kits. I've already opened box number 1, but if I recall properly, box number 2 is still sealed. So here we go, first time I've ever seen them inside this particular kit. There we go, that's the unbox review done, so only joking. I'll try and keep everything separate, so I'll get the instructions from Decals for the usual black on that side, and the Decals and instructions for the Jubilee on that side. So let's have a look at the Jubilee first. As usual, you've got the blurb down here saying about the flight lieutenant, the aircraft, display scheme, and you know, quite a lot of information chock-a-block in there. Usual Airfix stuff, no one really cares anymore. So first instructions shows putting the entire cockpit together. Those pilots look absolutely legless. So it's pretty bog standard. I've seen it all before on the other Tucano I've built, but I'm just showing it to you anyway. There's the very front part of the fuselage going on there, propeller, spinner, and obviously the bit on the back to just hold it all in place. Rather than holding it up like that, I'm going to zoom you in, there we go. So there we've got the two fuselage halves going together, cockpit going in, and the wheel well. 7 grams, I'd suggest putting double that, maybe. Basically stuff the noses with however much you can, because the one I've already built I put more than 7 grams in it, tells it's like a madman. So this instruction, we've got the canopy going on, horizontal stabilisers, wings go together up onto the fuselage, propeller part going on, and you've basically got your main frame of the aircraft built now. So from this point on, from instruction 4, you really start to get cracking. Down here, obviously you've got the undercarriage, so tyres 85 black, which is satin. I believe 130 is satin white. So yeah, you've got Undercarriage going on there, undercarriage doors. Here we have the air brake, so I don't think you should have the air brake out when it's on the ground, but it's up to you, it's your model. I'm going to have it deployed on at least one of them. Exhausts, 53, that's gunmetal, 171, that's bronze, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. You put those two colours together, make sure they're both the same one, because on the other one did one acrylic, one enamel, and they just didn't mix, so yeah, make sure they're both the right colour. Yeah, whatever. Now on to the parts that I'm really interested about here. We have the main scheme that people would have seen, you know, the one everyone got hyped up about. Obviously the red, white and blue stripes going up along the fuselage, and the roundels and stuff on the actual like top half of the plane. Underneath got E2R, Elizabeth II Royal, and on the other side it's just a repeat of that. So it's 19 bright red, so I'll do that in gloss. 22 gloss white for the upper fuselage, and I presume over here these parts, all the blue parts, are going to be decals, which looking at the sheet now I reckon they are. Again, you've got the groovy spinner. So yeah, I painted the other one fairly well to be honest, but whether I can repeat it is going to be something to see. 33 matte black, the main part of the front of the propeller, and then 24 trainee yellow for the tips. And the scheme which I'll be doing for the second one, admittedly only a little bit different to the usual scheme you see Tucanos in, but you've got 1952 to 2012 there, little emblem on the tail. On the top, rather than having the yellow markings, I believe it is, yep, they're all white. Bottom you've got white Elizabeth II Royal, and other side is just a mirror of that one. So I reckon these two look pretty good together, don't you? Especially with my 2013 commemorative World War II scheme, and if I can get it the centenary one, because I honestly really do want to get the centenary one to go with these two. Celebrating the best of Britain, that Tucano always does, that's the reason I want to get it. Proudly British, not so proudly British, but yeah. So, decals, what do they look like? A bit like that. Turn them the right way for you. Tighten it up a bit. Right. Focus. Focus. Hello. Okay then. There we go. Went a little bit too far there for the camera to cope. So, as you can see, they've laid them out sort of how I'd imagine them to be on the real thing. So I'd imagine these two here are for the horizontal stabs. This could be for the one side of the fuselage, I'd imagine. They're for the top of the wings. I can't tell you much else about it, to be honest. I'm a bit stuck here. Let's zoom you out a bit more. Right. So you've got all the decals, as I say, the blue ones are decals. So it's going to be fun putting them on and making sure they stay down properly. Special scheme, you've got the 4 white triangles rather than the 9 red arrows. A 374 which goes on the nose, and then the registration which goes on the rear. Then common to both, you've got the, oh no, that's a problem. The E2R on the bottom is common on both. So I'm going to have to find them somewhere, or leave one without. and the crowns. I'll scan them onto the computer, see if I can get some decal paper, but printing them off white is going to be a feat in itself. I'll try and sort something out. If not, I'll just do one scheme and then wait a few years or whatever and do the other scheme or whatever. And we've got obviously the bits that go just below the canopy, saying, you know, eject and stuff. In cockpit decals, and obviously you've got all the usual RAF roundels there. So decals look fairly good. Get them in the light a bit. They're quite nice and glossy. I'm not sure how well it's showing up on here. So I'll hope that go down well. Let's have a quick glance at the other decal sheet and stuff. So we've got the blurb there. Whoop. That's way too far in. Blurbs. More blurb. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. And here's the schemes you get with this one. So I'll bring it back in again. Get dizzy in a minute from all this zooming in and out. You've got the yellow scheme. 4 yellow stripes on the top of the fuselage and wings. City of Leeds. So you've got the roundels there. And yeah, just a general one you always see at air shows. It's not a lot to get excited about, but it's something different. Second one, we have a slightly more unusual scheme that you don't see as often, I don't think. Obviously you do the wings, main colour of 166, so a sort of light grey, light aircraft grey, yeah, exactly. And obviously all the red bits here are going to be 174 signal red. And something interesting about this scheme is on the tail it's got a toucan, I think. A toucan on the tail on both sides. That's quite a nice little feature to have. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I want to build this whole kit as this scheme, just to have a bloody toucan on the tail. Sad, isn't it? Yeah, there's the two schemes for the normal Tucano. And here we have the stencil details, which we don't have on the other one. So one's going to be more detailed than the other. What? Okay, you've got stencils for 2 different schemes. So that's all specifically for the black scheme, so the more modern one. And that's the ones for the old scheme, the white one. The decals. Oh look, Airfix Club, enroll now. No, because you don't get anything from it as far as I can see this year. There they are. As I say, you've got the yellow triangles for the tops. See all the roundels, registrations. There's 4 lots of registrations. Oh, I see. There's ZF287 and ZF290. So whichever one you want to do, if you've seen one of them or whatever, flown one of them or even. Down here we've got the ones for the specifically for the white scheme, number 7 FTS Fighter Training Squadron, maybe. Toucans, I believe. And then you've got all the blue flashes. Obviously the red's got to be painted on, so that could be a bit of fun if the paint's a bit thin or whatever. And up here we've got the usuals, so the parts race step just on the fuselage wing join. Oh, that's quite good. I believe there, Canopy deck cords. So those white ones there, I believe, would be for the Canopy. I'll have to ask someone how exactly they go on, but it's nice they included them for the Decals. That's a really good idea, to be honest. And again, we've got all the usual stuff in there. So let's see if I've got the other bag open yet. Nope, both bags still sealed. I'm going to have a quick look, see which one looks better. Neither of them really looks better, so eeny, meeny, miny, moe, that one. I presume they've got all the same stuff in them. I'll quickly go over the other bag in a minute. So first time I've seen a Tucano kit in about, I don't know, six months? I don't know. I know I built the other one when I first started uploading model videos. So yeah, it must be about 6 months, if not a bit longer. Right, so we have 4 light grey sprues here, and 1 clear. Let's first look at the fuselage halves. So fuselage half number 1, quite deep detail, deep and not very plentiful, but if you're a starter modeler it's not going to matter, but if you're a bit more advanced you are going to want something with a bit more detail than that, to be honest. Other side, so obviously you can't do the tail fin, the rudder I should say, in a different position unless you glue it all together and take it back off, so that's a bit of a pain in the rectum. There's the combing, which will go over the instrument panel. There's no detail on there, but and as you can see on the inside there's quite large ejector pin marks, but I'd hope they will get covered by the cockpit. And then the other side, once again, exactly the same. It's just literally the details flipped, I presume. Well, not quite, because as you can see back here on the other one there was a big sort of square cut out, and they've done detail but still not loads. And another combing. Oh, we have more ejector pin marks, which I say, well, like I say, should be covered by the tub for the cockpit. Now for the main parts of the aircraft, which are the wings, obviously. Yeah, I'd say they're a bit deep, to be honest. But you can work with it. It's easy to work with. If you were that bothered, you could rescribe the panels. But notice there's no ailerons, so obviously they're going to be positionable. There's a cockpit tub, no detail in there at all, but I'd imagine some of it would be covered by the seats and stuff if you were to have any in there. Well, that's another pain. So if you can see that, ejector pin mark right in the middle. That's the very front of the fuselage. They're the instrument panels there. They have no detail on them at all. Little probes and stuff, things there. Propeller, tiny amount of flash on there. Absolutely microscopical amount of flash. It's not going to bother anyone. Exhausts. There's a slight sinkhole there. I'd imagine that's a sinkhole anyway. And if if you look there, they're not drilled out. So yeah, if I can find a really small drill bit, as in like 2 or 3 millimeters, I'll try to drill them out. Spinner looks quite crisp. There, one of the control sticks, the other one's gone, missing, and that's when the exhaust just fell off. Quickly grab that before I forget it's there. There we go. Nose gear there. Main gear, main other gear bit things, and little aeroplane things. Don't know what to call them, so I'm just going to call them things. And oh no, my fears have come true. The aileron is moulded to the bottom of the wing, so you can't position it. Oh bother. Oh well, so that's my plan out the window unless I cut it all out. Bottoms again, like I say, quite heavily moulded. Panel lines. Little compartment over there for the air brake. As you can see, you've got the actuators down there for the thingy. Tail planes, well, horizontal stabs, whatever. Again, quite heavily moulded detail, and happily there's no ejector pin marks on them, so don't have to worry about any of that. One of my pilots was really too bad for Airfix to give them legs, and what I've just noticed is, yes, you guessed it, an ejector pin mark on both of them. So a bit of filler's going to be put in there. Now looking down, we have, I think those pieces go on the thingy, tail fin. They're going to be the front gear doors, main gear doors. That's the air brake with a little bit of detail in it. Oh, heavy-handed. Wheels, that's obviously the bit that goes on the back of the propeller. Wheels look alright, they've got brakes moulded in, I think they're brakes, moulded in there, so very nice to have that. 2 seats, and done. So now it's just to quickly open up the canopy. Find out how bad this one is compared to the rest of Airfix stuff, and oh my god, oh, don't even go there. That is awful. Scratched, very distorted, very thick. This is awful. I definitely saw scratches in there. So that's roughly what you're going to be seeing through it. As I say, very distorted. That's quite bad, to be honest. So, not impressed with the Canopy at all. Up to its usual Airfix standard. So if I just look in this other bag, yeah, everything's the same in there. So that's the bag from the other kit over there. So I'm not going to bother looking at that because I would imagine you're bored by now. So, I don't know. It's got its high points, it's got a few low points. I'm just going to throw a Canopy in there, there's no point in trying to save it from any more scratches anyway. So, there, if I get boxed together, one box, right, if I keep going the wrong way with this camera I'm going to go mad. And the second box going together now. So yeah, as I say, I'm going to try and build these two side by side in the coming few weeks, months. I've got the F16 to finish first, but I'd imagine I'll stop these fairly soon because I'm quite excited to get going with it. Take note, only 1,000 of these kits in the world, so there can only ever be 1,000 inbox reviews of them, and only 1,000 built. So yeah, say thank you to me. Yeah, I'm going to do both of those schemes. Try and sort out the decals for the bottom. Can't think how I'm going to do them. If any of you know, just throw it down in the comment section or send me a message or something, because it would be great if one of you guys could help me out with that. But yeah, watch out in the coming few weeks or whatever for the new series coming of Double Build. And so yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.